Hi everybody, welcome to Draw It Now. You get to see me. Um, so on this drawing, I always create color palettes first. So they're up on the top there. And so you start with the sketch layer. It helps you to get the idea of what you're drawing so you're not like wondering later when you're going to ink or anything. So beforehand, I put like an X in the middle to show me where the center of the page was. Um, this is so that, I just have an idea, you know, because when you're working on digital, you don't want to run out of room on your page. So that's why I did it. When you're working on paper, you won't need to do this because you could just see right away where the center is. So when you're sketching, don't uh, make it too dark. You're just basically doing the rough outline of what you're what you're drawing. It's so that when you're uh, before you ink, you have the the finished product. You're not guessing. So I kind of usually start off with the head. Um, you know, just so that I can then figure out how big the body is. It it's all up to you. You can start with the body if you want, and then do the head later. But since it's a cartoon character, I start with the heads. They're usually more pronounced than the bodies. So after you get the sketch, basic idea where everything is, um, then you start doing the major details. So I, when I do that, I go a little bit darker with my sketching. Always do a new layer for things. Lock layers that you don't want to mess up later. Like this one, I locked that, you know, with my palette that I created. That one's locked. So if I do erase things, I'm not going to lose everything, and I don't have to go through a lot more process of bringing it back. So, like I said, the details go a little bit darker on top of the basic sketch. Make them darker. Um, that way they stand out a little bit more. They don't get lost with the lighter sketch. This is where you're going to start adding the main details so that when you get to the finished product and you start inking, you can see what you want to ink, and um, it's not a battle in figuring out which one was your main thing that you want to ink. Ah, the ruler. Uh, I can't remember how to get the ruler off. Give me a second. Hold on. It's right here in the bottom right corner. Eh. So when you are doing faces, a lot of people do the that plus sign and everything. Um, I do a center line going from the forehead down. That way I can know basically what angle, what direction the face is looking at. Because noses, when you're drawing cartoons, noses and eyes, they can be whatever shape you 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 want it to be. Um, so basically, I put the line there so I can see the direction the face is facing. And, the nose, it's basically kind of in the middle, but on cartoons, it's a little bit, it's up depending on the cartoon that you're drawing, the animated character, whatever. Stitch, he has a pretty big nose. It's kind of takes up almost his whole face. So what you kind of get an idea where that's going to be. Because his nose is so big, the top of the nose is like right about here. So then I, go from there and figure out how big it is on the face. And, I do start with noses. That way I can have the center of the character's face. Either that or the eyes. If they don't have noses, I do the eyes first. But if they have a nose, that's going to go down pretty much, first all the time. It's a good center point to work with. Stitch's mouth, it starts like right below the nose. Um, the top half, it's basically just under the nose. The bottom of his mouth, though, that right there, it follows his jawline. So, kind of make this a little bit more pronounced so I can follow that jawline better. But basically, you just follow the jaw, and then you have how big his mouth's going to be. Um, on the next video, we'll continue the sketch and then start coloring. See you.